fellas. You know when you're a little kid and you have to go out and run errands with your parents. It's not necessarily fun for a kid, but it can be if you try. Let's say you're out at a grocery store. If your parent has to go over to the deli counter, if you're lucky enough, maybe one of the workers will grace you with a piece of cheese or a slice of meat. This is the story of when I became one of those treat bestowers, but it was actually one of the most difficult and worst jobs. It started a long, almost a full year ago. During the summer, it was just another day out at a major supermarket chain. Shop wrong, if you will. As I was leaving the store, I saw a help wanted ad that I've walked by 100 times. This time, I stopped and read it. The Deli Slicer ad. Specifically, it was looking for people who were available at any hours and above the age of 18. And I thought, hey, I'm available most hours of the day. I'm over 18. And I just kept those thoughts in my head as I went to the beach. But the next day, I decided to apply. See, it was either Shop Wrong or Saltine Barrel. I chose Shop Wrong, which was the first wrong choice. You see, I didn't realize how truly desperate they were for deli slicers, so I was very shocked when I went in for my interview and the HR manager hired me on the spot. She warned me that this job was difficult, but me being the naive person I am, I can handle it unless you're looking for a larger, stronger person for the position, because believe it or not, I am short and not well muscled.
No, I'm sorry if I came across that way. You'll be fine as long as you can work.
Boy, they really were desperate. After she gave me the rundown on what my tasks would be and what my hours were, I just had to come back with my working papers filled out. Also, I'd just like to say that my first choice was to work in the bakery,
But they wanted people who could work at night.
Sad, but what could I do? I took what I could get. I got my papers in on time, and 2 days later, it was time for my first day. I get in ready to slice everything for the customers. But unfortunately, I had to complete the computer training
To learn the basics.
you know, what different codes meant, how to handle the slicer, how to treat other workers, all the usual common sense stuff. But they just have to be like, hey, we put it out on the table for you. If you didn't listen, that's on you. After that, I went down for my first real day, except it wasn't. It wasn't hands-on at all, and it was just me watching. I walked over to the deli counter and had no clue what to do or where to go, but thankfully, one of the deli ladies saw me. Can I help you, sweetie? Hi, yeah, I'm here to work. I just completed my training. Oh, like, work here in the deli? What's your name? Ren. Well, follow me.
Guys, we have a new worker. This is Ren.
Hey, Ren.
Hello, Ren. Sup, dude?
Ren, you can stay with me, but I leave in an hour. How long are you working today?
Till 5?
Oh, okay.
So she started off by showing me the deli cabinets with all of our stock, then the magical scales to measure everything out, and finally, she showed me the super secret backroom freezer where they kept all the meats and cheeses, and occasionally, the secret hidden snacks. Also, fun fact, this freezer was the secret 4th location of Worst Calzone, so boy, I was in for a treat. She then proceeded to pawn me off to the oldest worker who was there because it was the end of her shift. All in all, my first few days were filled with me learning the placements of all the different items, learning how to prepare, clean, and use the slicers. The first days were good, but then I had to start slicing on my own, and that's when it took a turn for the worst. The first day of slicing on my own was Saturday, which just so happens to be the day where everyone comes out of the woodwork, leaves their cats and dogs, bats and frogs at home, and takes a 15-hour trek through the blistering sun to my deli. At least that's how it seemed when these people would berate me and the other workers for their salty, wet food items. One of the worst customers I had just so happened to be my very first customer, who was very unhappy after his journey. I called out his number and he popped out among the sea of meat suits. Oh, finally! From those 2 words alone, I knew that this would be trouble. The girl who was guiding me on my first solo meat mission told the man that I would be his first real customer. He clearly saw that I had my training badge on my apron and took one look at me and said, "Oh, I'm gonna be a difficult first customer for you. I need 1 pound white American cheese, sliced, not too thin, not too thick. I want it stacked up straight." I got right to work slicing. As I alluded to it earlier, it's customary for the slicer to give, or at least show, the first slice to make sure that the cut and the thickness is alright. So I brought over the first cut of cheese to this man.
How's this, sir?
He takes it out of my hand, wiggles it, and then turns to the other customers that are crowded around the counter. "Look at this, look at this! Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart, but you can't cut my meat. I need someone else to do it. I'm sure you're great, but I need someone else." The other employees that were there could tell that this man was getting a little out of hand, and thankfully they started defending me. "Sir, this is only her first day. You are her first customer. Please, calm down." Then my other friend started slicing the man's order because she had enough of this guy's bullshit. So what a way to kick off my time working with Shop Wrong. Boy, I have a ton of other terrible and just weird and wacky customer stories that I will absolutely share if people find this interesting and entertaining. But before I go, I know that the chances of this happening are so slim, but that's not gonna stop me from challenging Jay Schlatt to a deli slicing competition. You see, he was a deli guy in New York, and I was a deli girl in New York. Practically the same thing. I think that would be a pretty decent match.
No!
And who knows? Maybe he
No!
will take
I
me up on my offer.
I really hate seeing
especially
shit like
since
this.
he's not doing Creator Clash.
Pew pew pew, shots fired. Ooh, shade thrown. Oh, he's called out.
So whenever you're ready, Schlatt, just let me know if we've got a deal, okay, big guy? I'm up for the challenge if you are. I just, I gotta find a slicer to use. I'll find one though. It's no big deal. I'll be ready for the competition. Totally. I'm gonna slice my heart out. Figuratively, not literally. Oh my gosh, no. No. All right, see ya.
Should I make a phone call?
He was a deli boy. I said he's a smelly boy. That's what happens cutting cheese. Okay, all right, that's enough.